that time of year. My final pick live stream of the 2020 season. And man, it's crazy. Freaking, what is this? 21 weeks of picks from week one of the regular season until now. You had 17 weeks for the regular season, pretty much. You had the wild card round picks, that's week 18. Divisional round, week 19. Championship round, 20. 21 weeks of picks. And it all ends this Sunday. Super Bowl 55. By the way, what's going on, everybody? I can't forget to do my intro. How dare I forget to do my intro? But yeah, crazy dog back with the final picks stream of the year. Super Bowl 55. And what's going on, Slay? But if you noticed, I actually did not go live for the Blue Jackets game. I was kind of pondering if I should or not. And honestly, that was a good choice because the Jackets looked bad today or tonight against the Dallas Stars. They were down by as much as 5-1, and they did try to make a comeback late. They got it to within 2 goals, and then Dallas got an empty netter, which put it out of reach. It's whatever. Laine, I mean, he looked good considering he hadn't skated in 2 weeks. Considering he, one, had an injury. People might have forgot about that. It's not like he was just straight up holding out. Like, he was hurt, upper body injury. And then he couldn't skate or even he couldn't get on the ice because he was dealing with the protocols of being traded. So first time he was on the ice in a game setting since the first game of the year when he scored 2 goals for the Jets. What's up, Logan? What's up, Matt Ogden? But, yeah, man, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. Can't get rid of him. I mean, he leaves the Patriots. We think, okay, well, maybe we'll get another, non-Tom Brady Super Bowl. Nah. He pretty much told the NFL, you ain't going to get rid of me that easy. I'm back, bitches, and I'm with a new squad. And honestly, this squad is way more dangerous than the Patriots squad because they got more weapons, and those weapons are kind of on the slightly younger side. You have Mike Evans, Godwin, Fournette. You have Rojo, AB. Their defense is nasty too. I mean, especially up front. Devin White, Levante David, Shaq Barrett, Ndamukong Suh. I mean, God, JPP. The secondary is nice. Of course, Antoine Winfield Jr. You have Whitehead. You have Jamel Dean. You have Davis. They got a nice team over there. And you know what's crazy? Like, the Buccaneers went from Mr. 30-30 and Jameis Winston to Tom freaking Brady. And in one season, they go from like basement dweller of the NFC South to Super Bowl team. And they're playing in their home stadium for the Super Bowl, the first team to ever do it. And, of course, it's Tom Brady's team. Of course. Wow. But, yeah, they're facing off against the defending champs. And not going to spend a whole lot of time with my picks. But it's time to see how they got here. So in the regular season, the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously the visiting team in this scenario because the Buccaneers are at home pretty much. The Chiefs went 14-2. Their only losses were to Vegas, 40-32, week 5. And then they did not lose again until week 17 when Patty Mahomes did not even play because of rest. They lost to the Chargers 38-21. And in the playoffs, of course, they took down the Browns. They had a bye. They took down the Browns by 5, which is crazy considering, not a lot of people really gave us much of a chance, and yet we execute better on some plays and we probably beat these guys. Then they beat Buffalo, and they beat them pretty convincingly. That's crazy. We had a better game against the Chiefs than the Buffalo Bills did. That's interesting. And then you look on the other side at the Buccaneers, and 11-5. Yeah, not too bad for old Tampa Bay. They lost week 1, 34-23 to New Orleans. They win 3 straight. They lose to Chicago because, get this, Tom Brady did not know it was 4th down. That was the lasting image of him showing 4 fingers, isn't it 4th down now? What do you mean the game's over? Bro, what are you talking about? I thought it was 4th down. This dude legit thought it was 3rd down, but it was actually 4th down. Dude, what are you thinking? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They have Gronk too, and they have Cameron Brate. Yeah, they have some nice tight ends over there in Tampa Bay. They got a lot of weapons. They have a lot of weapons when I'm out here naming off all their good skill players, and I'm still missing a couple. Now, after they lose to Chicago, they were, again, win 3 straight, beating Green Bay, beating Vegas, and then beating New York by the skin of their teeth, mainly because a referee kind of missed a DPI as the Giants were trying to tie the game. So, yeah, that's tough. And then they would run into a little bit of a tough stretch as they would lose again to New Orleans, 38-3. Bruh. They would lose to the Rams, 27-24. And then they would lose to the Chiefs, 27-24. Then they finally had their bye week. And then they beat Minnesota, Atlanta, Detroit, and Atlanta again to finish their season. So overall, not that bad. Not bad for a team that, really hadn't won this many games in a while. And then in the playoffs, obviously, we saw them take down Washington 31-23. They beat New Orleans 30-20. And they beat Green Bay 31-26. So essentially, they've held their opponents to 20 points a game, and they've scored around 30. Whereas the Chiefs, they scored 22 against us, and they scored 38 against Buffalo. So, yeah. Kansas City's allowed 17 and 24 points. And they're going to have their hands full against Tom Brady, who knows them very well. Imagine being Kansas City. You're thinking, all right, we got rid of that demon, the scourge of the AFC in Tom Brady. He's gone. Finally, we can take over this division. You go through the AFC playoffs, you squeak out against us, you take care of the Bills, you head to the Super Bowl, and who are you playing? Oh, yeah, you're playing Tom Brady. And did I mention that it's in his house? So in order to bring home your second straight Lombardi, you got to go through Tom freaking Brady, who's trying to essentially pull a I was going to say pull a Marlins, but I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers made it in 2007 and they lost. So otherwise, they would have been like the Marlins. They only make the playoffs and then they win the championship when they do. So they don't make it often, but when they do, they win the championship. Well, yeah, they'd essentially be doing that here, except for that one year, I think, yeah, when they because they lost to the Giants, I think, that year. Yeah. Yep. A lot of people are going to be picking the Chiefs just because of Pat Mahomes. but you never underestimate Tom Brady, especially in his home environment. Now, for those curious, there will be fans in attendance, 25,000, I believe, most of which, or there will be a good contingent of vaccinated health officials, like nurses and first responders, like those kind of people, like doctors, pretty much. People that have been pretty much living in the hospital for the past 9 months, trying to save millions of lives. I'm talking all around this freaking nation, I mean, taking care of the scourge that is this virus, which is, by the way, evolving, apparently. Obviously it is. I mean, I think what they're going to have to do with the vaccines is they're going to have to update it like iOS updates their phone. iOS. They're going to have to update it because this thing right here, this sickness, every day, it seems like they're coming, there's like a new strain. I swear, that thing updates as often as my phone does. I mean, damn. Is it going to be like where every state has its own version of it? That's what it seems like. Every country is going to have a version. You're going to have like a specific little tweak to like every little vaccine. Every state's going to have a nice little additive to it. Like this one has this thing added to it, but this one doesn't. So like if you get this virus, you have to go all the way out there to get it, to get a vaccine. Although I think it's just a strain. I mean, I don't know, Although hopefully by next year there'll be at least I'm going to hopefully say half to maybe 75% full stadiums. Maybe, I'm not going to say full capacity. We're probably not going to see full capacity until, God forbid, 2022. I kind of want to see full capacity stadiums next year, but I mean, these vaccines would have to really get going. But I mean, I think I heard somewhere they're going to really start getting it out to the general public within the next month or so. I'm already hearing about them, getting it to the elderly, which they obviously need it the most. Get it to the people who need it the most, and then, when there's enough of it, you get it out to the rest of the population. And hopefully once this vaccine starts circulating, we can boot this crap out of here and we can get back to somewhat normal life. I don't think everything, and I don't think we're going to have like we had before, but it'll be hopefully kind of like what it was before. What happened? Nelson Cruz and Twins. Nice. Don't care. All right, Tom Brady is the greatest QB to walk on this earth. He's still the GOAT. I'm a Browns fan saying Tom Brady is the greatest to ever live. This will only be the only game that I'll root for Brady to win because if you ask me, I want to see Brady win. Yeah, I want to see Brady win. I mean, Chiefs fans, I don't really care for Chiefs fans. I just want to see Tom Brady win 10. Or not win 10, but, win in his 10th. What would that be? 7 rings for him in his 10th Super Bowl. This dude would literally be shooting 70% in the Super Bowl. That's freaking like Curry from 3 numbers, bro. Holy, it's like Ray Allen from 3-point line. Sheesh. Like, this dude has been in 10 Super Bowls now. And this dude's probably going to be shooting 70%, pretty much. I wonder what Patriots fans would think if Brady won the Super Bowl. Because, there's always been that discussion. Did Belichick make Brady? Or did Brady make Belichick? Because when Belichick was with us, he was mediocre. Granted, he didn't have the GOAT at quarterback. But he's still a really good head coach. Some people are probably going to really come out and say, oh, yeah, Brady made Belichick. Probably. It's tough to say, but probably. But I mean, Belichick is still a mastermind, but I mean, really helps when you have the arguably the best quarterback in the modern era on your squad. That really helps, matters. But in terms of my pick for the Super Bowl, I think you guys already know who it's going to be. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay at home. Yeah. Imagine being Tampa Bay, those players will be celebrating a Super Bowl in their city. It's something that's never been done before. Usually, when a team wins the title, unless it's in basketball or baseball, because, they don't do neutral sites, of course, up until this past year when the NBA was in the bubble, and I guess the MLB was kind of in a bubble too. First time ever that they use neutral sites pretty much. But could you imagine being a Tampa Bay fan? You win a title and your team wins a title in its hometown. Your team doesn't even have to hop on a plane. Like, boom, you're already home. Those players could legit, go in the locker room, pop bottles, and have a good old grand time. I don't think they would actually pop bottles, but virtually anyway. Yeah, they'll virtually pop bottles. Nah. But, you just be like, you made it through a season. And I remember when this season started, people were like, yeah, this ain't going to last. They'll cancel the season by midway. Remember? You had the scares, what was it, with Tennessee at first. Then there was, who was it after them? Baltimore. It was Baltimore. Then there was us. Yeah. It's kind of like what happened in the MLB with St. Louis and Miami. Had some scares here and there. But, MLB weathered through it, got through their season. And so did the NFL for the most part. NBA, and it's funny, the NBA and the NHL, the NHL had a neutral site thing too, but yeah, who cares about the NHL at this point? I only really care about the NHL really when playoffs hit. Playoff NHL, playoff hockey is a whole nother breed. There's nothing like playoff hockey when you have pretty much, full arenas. There's nothing. Maybe the only thing that might rival it is playoff basketball. Well, playoff anything, actually. Playoff baseball, playoff basketball, playoff football, of course, March Madness. And I'm going to try and stream March Madness. I'm going to try and stream a couple games every round. That'll be fun. Can't wait to do that, especially because the Ohio State's looking really good. It's going to be fun when I'm trying to, say the names of these players, and I'm just going to have to wind up saying, number 5, pass it to number 2. Oh, my God. That's going to be an adventure. But, yeah, as for my pick for the Super Bowl, it's going to be Tampa Bay. I got Brady winning his 7th ring in his 10th try. How about that? It's freaking crazy. Tom Brady's going to have more rings than any other team pretty much ever. This dude's going to have 7 rings himself. That's crazy. And this was his first year on a different team. And, I mean, at that point, it's like this dude has more rings than Jordan, bro. This dude didn't even retire. Like, there's freaking, what's even crazier? I saw this stat on Twitter a couple of days ago. Maybe it might have been yesterday. There are players that retired at 43 years old, and they're in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. This dude, Tom Brady's still going. And honestly, I'm going to say, in terms of how long do I think Tom Brady's going to go? He's probably just going to go until this dude freaking just doesn't have fun anymore. Until he's just too tired of dominating. It's like, bro, I mean, sheesh. Philip Rivers came into the league after Brady, and he retired before him. Eli Manning came into the league after Brady, retired before him. Like, damn. Peyton Manning came in, I believe, before Brady. But yeah, like not long before Brady at all. What was it, 98? A couple years before Brady. It's crazy, you know? But I got Brady winning his second. Can't wait. So figured out like 20 minutes. Sounds about right. So I'm gonna head on out of here, guys. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing these picks live streams. And if Steven Rose does this again next year, which I think he will, same goes for Steel Maiden. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'll be back next year doing these pick'ems. So you can already put my name down for next year because I plan on doing this again. It'll be a lot of fun. Of course, in terms of what to expect from my channel in the off season, because after this Sunday there's no more football. Pretty much off-season videos, free agent rumor videos. You know, if anything pops off like a trade or something, obviously I'll make a video on it. Nothing will be official until next month anyway, which is damn, next month. Damn, it hasn't even really hit me that this was the longest season we've had since 2002. Like, damn, bro, years past, I would have been what, 4 weeks deep into the off season. We're only what, 2 weeks deep? Not even 3 weeks deep into the off season, pretty much. I mean, it's not much, not as long, but we lasted 2 extra weeks. How about that? We lasted deeper into January than we've ever gone since the team left. You know, hopefully next year in a couple of years, we'll be in this position playing on Super Bowl Sunday. Knowing these guys, I mean, you know, they're going to be hungry trying to get back to where they were, you know, this year and try to get further. You know, use what happened this year as fuel for next year. So that's simple. So yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I plan on seeing you guys tomorrow for Cavs Clippers. Clippers had a hard-fought loss tonight. We'll see if they play Kawhi or Paul George. I feel like they will because screw the Cavs, right? They would play those two on a back-to-back. Although reputation says that they're probably going to rest one of them at least. But it doesn't really matter because they're probably still going to smoke us. I don't know, though. You never know. I mean, I thought the Nets were going to smoke us, and look what happened. We beat them twice. But, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But this was a lot of fun. And like I said, I plan on doing these next year. But like I said, as far as the off season goes, this channel is not going to go anywhere. I'm still going to be pumping out videos. I've already done a couple. I got videos planned, especially like, you know, free agent rumor videos. Like, I mean, if you even want me to do a video on something, you could always hit me up in the DMs on Twitter at Crazy Dog 99 with an underscore between Crazy Dog. You know, I mean, hit me up on Instagram. You know, you go say, hey, Crazy Dog, how about you do a video on this? Or maybe if you hear a rumor, like, hey, Crazy Dog, I heard that the Browns are looking at this guy. You know, what do you think? And I'd be like, that sounds like a video-worthy thing to do. You know, if you got any video ideas for me, shoot me in the DMs or in the comments even, and we'll see what happens. But it's off-season mode now. Channel's going to die down a little bit. It's not going to go away, obviously, but I mean, I'm going to be doing Cavs streams. Maybe a Blue Jackets stream here and there if I'm really bored. Of course, the Indians are starting up in like a couple weeks, so that'll be fun. Yay, the Indians. Woo. The Indians are going to be like that. They're going to, I mean, I'm over here thinking they're going to be trash. Now watch, they're going to be pretty good. If Eddie Rosario actually can take away the stigma of, the recent stigma, anyways, of our outfield acquisitions turning to trash, like Domingo Santana, bruh, I thought that dude was going to be hitting dongs, but no, he was a bum. Literally, over the past couple of years, any outfield acquisition we make via free agency has been trash. Cargo, trash with us. Domingo, trash. Who else? Leonis, he was a trade, so I'm not going to really count him. I'm talking like off season. You had Juan Uribe, bro was a freaking DH. Who else did we have? We had someone else too. Crap, who was that? He was like with the team for a minute, and then I think he got suspended or something. We released him. He was on the team at the same time as Juan Uribe. Crap, what was his name? I'll look it up later. I'll probably talk about it later. But yeah, we had Juan Uribe on the team at one point. Juan Uribe old as. that dude was freaking old as hell. Remember Melky Cabrera? He was actually not bad at times. Like occasionally he'd run into one and he would send it like 50 yards into the stands. And he wasn't horrible per se. Didn't really help that we had a dude made of glass in right field named Lonnie Chisenhall. Feel bad for that guy, man. If he wasn't so injury prone, if he wasn't so fragile, he would have been good. He would have been really good. I mean, he was good, and then all of a sudden he just got hurt. And I guess with his injury, once you hurt that part of your body, it just did not go away. Every time you looked, he was on the injury report. I don't even think he played for the Pirates in his final year. The dude literally lived on the injury report. That poor trainer probably was like, bro, you're hurt again? Oh my God, bro. Like, what the heck? That dude pretty much lived in the trainer room. That's sad, man. He was a really good player too, at his best. But yeah, I'll have some Indians videos coming out. Obviously, I'll have my Indians season preview stream at some point before the season starts. Am I going to stream any spring training games? No, not going to do that. I don't expect any more moves from the Dolans. I mean, they literally went over payroll to sign Eddie Rosario. So that tells me that they had their payroll set at about $50 million. I mean, it's better than $28 million, but really? Yeah, like 30, 40, 50 some million dollars. That's your payroll. You had to dish out a few extra bucks just to sign Eddie Rosario. And just a reminder, I know I've kind of shifted away from the picks or whatever. But one more quick thing. This team used to have a $100 million payroll. And then one of our minority owners left to go for the Royals. He's now the owner of the Royals. I think he's like part or majority owner of the Royals now. What was his name? Like John Sherman or something. He was the main guy pretty much. He had the money when we were really good. Because if you noticed, before he showed up, our payroll was kind of middle tier. He showed up. We spent a crap ton of money. We were spending money, looking good. We weren't afraid to dish out cash. And then he leaves, and, oh, yeah, look, our payroll dives again. I don't know. And people think, oh, he's going to sell the team. He ain't selling. No, Dolan ain't going to sell. We're going to be stuck in payroll purgatory forever. And not even like, we're never going to see $100 million in payroll ever again. We're essentially a farm team for these big markets. And it ain't going to change either. We're a major league farm team. We're like a 4A team. That's the way it is with all the other small markets. They can't afford to pay their good players, and then those good players get poached by the big markets. It's the way it is. Very rarely do you see a big market team actually have to rebuild. I mean, the Red Sox actually rebuilt for the first time in a while. Yankees, they had a nice little 1-year rebuild when they were just welcoming in the baby bombers because all their guys were retiring. That's the only way they rebuild is when all their guys get old and retire. That's the only way they rebuild. Yeah, they keep all their good players around. That's tough. But it's the way it is around here. We're up there, whatever. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. So hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I will see you tomorrow night for Clippers and Cavs. Hopefully we can at least make it a close game. So until then, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm out.